to chat with me on the side. Today we have an incredible young man with us. Please welcome Kyle Dawson.
Hi, everyone.
I am so glad you're here with us today because I think we are about to talk about something that not enough people talk about. Mm-hmm. Kyle is here because he has learning disabilities. And I want to say before you start talking, because he's got a lot to say and I love it and I'm so excited, that what people don't understand is that in order to have a learning disability, you have to be smart. And when I say that, people are like, wait, what? What do you mean? You literally have to have average to above average, sometimes gifted intelligence to have a learning disability. Because if you simply have a low IQ, that means you have a very limited ability to learn. But if you have a learning disability, it means that you have average to above average intelligence, but something's getting in the way. There's a little glitch that's not allowing you to learn and live up to your potential. So then you just have to find different ways to get that, right?
Yep.
Has that been your experience?
Yeah, that's been my experience. I've never been too great at school because standardized testing. I've never been great. My disabilities have always gotten in the way of standardized testing, and that's a big part of the high school curriculum.
Right. But you're super bright, right? So it's whether you can do a standardized test or not has nothing to do with your intelligence, is what I want to make sure people know. So what exactly is your diagnosis?
So I have dyslexia, dysgraphia, and
Calculia?
Yeah, dyscalculia.
So dyslexia really has become like a more of an umbrella term. Dyscalculia is a learning disability in math, and dysgraphia is a learning disability in writing or written expression.
Yeah. And basically everything else that comes with that, I have experienced that.
Poor baby. So it's got to be frustrating when you have all this intelligence. We know you're smart, but for some reason there's something getting in the way. Like I said, there's that glitch for you to be able to live up to that potential that we know that you're intelligent. So how old were you when they recognized this?
So, let's see. In pre-K, my pre-K school teacher noticed that there was something different. Okay. And I went to a private school that was college prep school from pre-K to 12th grade.
Wow.
So they did testing, and we had to test to get into kindergarten, first grade, second grade.
Okay, so they're already testing.
So we did the testing, and then she wanted to hold me back in pre-K, and my mom was like, no, we're gonna put him in kindergarten and see how he does. And then it was sometime between kindergarten and first grade, we started going to doctors and trying to figure out what was going on. But of course, as most parents that don't understand it, they're like, goes through a serious denial, maybe it's the teacher that's reading something wrong, and then it's
somebody else's fault.
Yeah, it's someone else's fault, and then, there's something wrong, what am I gonna do? So that...
Right, it is kind of a little scary at first when you don't know. Do you remember that age?
Kind of. I have some memories of it, not a lot.
Okay. So how has it been for you socially, academically, and even just how you feel about yourself through elementary, middle school, high school? That's a big question.
Socially, people have always liked me. I've always been friendly. I mean, I'm a people person.
I like
to talk to people.
Yeah.
But I've always had to deal with bullying because I've always been different. And usually the people that I was bullied by were the people, for some reason, who had worse problems than me, but didn't quite know how to deal with it, so they took it out on other people. Or then there's the people that are like, oh, I'm so great, and they're not really, so they take it out on you. I've had to deal with that basically since elementary school up until senior year.
Oh my goodness. So you're probably glad to get out of high school and get into college.
Yes, college is a much different atmosphere.
Did you feel like you got the right kind of support once you had your diagnosis?
Well, I had a lot of support from my mom. My mom, the support grew as she understood it more. As she understood it more, the support grew. My dad didn't quite understand it. It doesn't seem like he quite understands it because he doesn't really have it, so it's hard for him to understand.
Yeah.
But my sister, my brother, and my mom and my dad have always been supportive of me, even though they haven't quite been able to understand
it
or experience it the way I have. They've always tried to be as supportive as they could be.
All right. So since you're so smart, have you figured out ways on your own to sort of adapt?
Yeah. There's little things like when I'm reading, I have to make sure that I have my finger on the sentence
Yes.
So I don't jump, and then when I'm taking tests, when there's a Scantron, I have to have a spare piece of paper so I can put it up.
Are they still using Scantrons in this world? Listen, people, Scantrons are no good for anybody. I seriously did this because I used to teach special education and be involved. So when I took out Scantrons once, and I literally gave them a sheet with answers, 1 through 25, A, C, B, whatever, just to see if they could, bubble in. Let me tell you, there's mistakes that happen even though the answers are given. So this isn't even during a test where there's a stressful situation.
Right.
This is just getting the information from left to right and bubbling it in. Scantrons are confusing. There's different colors. They're close together. So it's like for anyone with any type of disability or even just a little test anxiety, it's not good. Even if they have the right answer, it may not get to the right place on the Scantron.
Right.
Sorry. I'll get off my soapbox. Away with Scantrons. So
I agree. No, I
interrupting.
definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Scantrons.
Scantrons, right?
No, I don't see the reason.
I can't even believe they're still using them anywhere.
I don't know. I guess they're somehow easier for
easier
teachers
to grade.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
But I'm glad that you learned some adaptive skills. There's some great things out there to cover. So like it's really important for somebody with a visual, like a learning disability in reading, to cover up. And sometimes they have like just a little window, like a square, and then you can run through. That's awesome. Good. And color coding's really good as well.
Yes, definitely.
Right? There's different sheets that you can lay over, whether it's a red or whatever that you can see through, but it helps you see the words better. Good. Dyscalculia, the disability in math, how did that work for you? Because there's a ton of math that goes on.
Well, I'm in the bottom 1 percentile of math for my disability, so basically I'm not supposed to be able to do math. And
okay, then.
Pretty much I can't really do math. I can do basic math. I can do very, very basic math for change at a store.
Okay.
But even that is extremely difficult, and it's taken me. It was only a couple years ago that I finally figured out how to really do basic change.
Okay. And luckily there's lots of resources out there as far as your calculator and your phone, like whatever, so that you can utilize those things to lean on when you know that that's not a strength of yours. So that's good. So you probably do that. I still, to this day, will bust out a calculator, or they have like tip calculators. Like if you're eating at a restaurant and you need to know how much to tip, that's an easy way, to do that as well. So what have been for you, what do you feel were the biggest challenges for you?
The biggest challenges for me were really, and still to this day, are really the basics. Basic reading, basic writing, some basic social skills that I wasn't able to get down because I was behind on education. I wasn't held back, but mentally I was behind due to my learning disability. So really just the basics of everything I've always struggled with. Okay.
But you went to college. And how did that work for you?
Good. I'm in my second year. It's going great. Taking actually taking classes towards my major. I'm out of the gen eds. I have a couple more, but I've been able to start taking some classes towards my major. So that's
good. So you've gotten good support through?
Yes.
Good.
I found the college system of support there's more support in the college system than there is in the high school system.
That is really surprising to hear. That's great. What kinds of things do you get to help you out?
Well, you can get accommodations for note takers, so someone can take notes for you in class. You can get audio books, stuff like that. And I think why there's more support is I think there's more of an understanding in the college world, where some things in the college world are not great, like everything else. It has its downfalls, but it's the education level of the people that work in college. They've at least experienced people with learning disabilities, if not gotten some sort of certification in working with people with learning disabilities.
That's awesome to hear. And there's a lot of built-in support these days too. Like anyone who has a laptop, there's accessibility things on there where you can have the material read to you out loud, or you can, as you type, if you're not sure if you're typing it like you're seeing it because it might not match, you can have it read out loud to you there, or there's different types of things.
I've used that quite a bit.
Good. Text to speech and then all that stuff. I love it. So if you're not good with written expression, if you have issues with that, you can speak into the computer and it will type it out for you. There's just amazing equipment out there to help you during those types of things.
For sure.
Well, good. What's your goal? Where
my goals? So right now I am studying criminal justice at Seminole State College.
Nice.
And so I want to go from Seminole State to UCF, but also in spring semester I'm going to try to get my EMT basic certification.
That's wonderful.
And then if I like that, I may go on to get my paramedic certification. So I'll squeeze that in while working towards my major. And I want to work in the criminal justice or the emergency management first responder field.
Those are great
something
goals.
like
I
that.
love it. Kyle, I'm so proud of you. I think it's amazing that you didn't let any of these disabilities stop you.
Mm-hmm.
You're hitting it head on. You're getting the support that you need to make sure that you can get the education you want. And I think that you should be very proud of yourself.
I'm proud of myself, but it's definitely my parents taught me and my brother and my sister to keep going no matter what, put 100% in everything we do.
That's awesome.
I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for my mom and my dad teaching me important lessons
so
like that.
Sweet. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, of course.
We appreciate it. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you want more information on learning disabilities, there's such great information out there. If you feel that you might be struggling with a learning disability and you have not gotten the support you need, check with your medical insurance to see if they'll do evaluations, check with some community resources, or message me and I'll find something out for you. But thanks again for being here. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, take care of yourselves and don't forget to take care of each other.